dogs barked, but I wasn't afraid. The whole thing was so random. Anyway, the guy behind the counter gave me a mousetrap, big enough to catch a 60-pound mouse. It was terrifying to look at, absolutely lethal. I remember just dragging it to get it home, and I kept looking to see if a dog was chasing me, but thank God, no. Yeah. Finally, I got the mousetrap set up back in the house. I put some peanut butter on it. The kind you don't like because it reminds you of your Peter Pan complex and your psychotherapy and your inability to grow up and be an adult, but your mother warned you about, Charles.
Emile, just tell me the dream.
So, the mousetrap is all set up, and I'm waiting, and here comes the big mouse. And he's sniffing the peanut butter, and I can tell he's getting ready to pounce on the little thingy that sets off the trap. He's just seconds away from being totally squashed. Here's the weird part of the dream that I have to discuss with you, Charles.
What, Emile? What is it?
I didn't want the mouse to die.
You didn't? Why not?
I don't know. It just seemed like an awful thing.
Well, what did you do?
I yelled, "Get away, mouse! Go back! Go back! It's a trap!"
What did the mouse do?
He quickly backed away from the trap and looked at me. I said, "Wow, that was a close one, Mr. Mouse. Are you okay?" He said, "Yeah, I'm okay. You saved my life." The mouse looked incredulous, Charles, as if no one had ever done anything nice to him before ever. And then he started getting smaller and smaller and cuter and cuter. Smaller and smaller and cuter and cuter. Until he was this precious little adorable thing. And he came over to me and sat down by my left paw and looked up at me with this big tear in his eye. He was so cute, Charles, and so vulnerable. I could have swatted him from here to Poughkeepsie with my paw, or I could have eaten him right there.
But you didn't.
No, I did not.
What did you do?
Nothing. I woke up.
You woke up right then?
Yes, sir, I did.
So this was the scary dream?
Yes.
Well, that's that then. That's really quite something, Emile. I'm glad you're feeling okay about it. Let's go have some breakfast.
One other little thing, Charles.
Yes?
You know how some dreams are like dreams? And sometimes they seem to be triggered by real events. And they're like really super real, and you can't always tell which is which.
Yeah, I think so. Go on.
Well, I think I know why I had the dream.
Why is that?
Because earlier this morning while you were sleeping, I found this cute little mouse under the pantry, and I brought him upstairs so we could all be together, like family.
You brought him upstairs?
Yes, I picked him up very gently with his cute little tail and transported him. He was so cute, he made me giggle.
Emile, where is the mouse?
Well,
Emile?
Well, he might be in your bed because that was the last place I saw him.
When was that?
Oh, about 20 seconds ago.
Emile! Oh, I jumped out of bed and yanked back the blankets, and there in the middle of my bed was a brown and white mouse with shiny little eyes and its nose twitching this way and that. But before I could do anything, the mouse jumped off the bed and went racing down the hallway toward the other end of the house. I looked down the hallway. It was dark, and the mouse was nowhere to be seen. Emile was back on his comfy chair with his comfy blanket, calmly licking his ears with his paws.
Isn't he cute, Charles? Can we keep him? We can name him Edward or BB. How about Achilles? Please, Charles, please!
And now, Edwin the worm and the sunny day.
There was once a young worm named Edwin who lived in the ground. Edwin stayed in the ground nearly all his time, rolling around and burrowing his way through the dirt. Edwin liked the dirt well enough. After all, it was his home, and that's where he and his friends and his mom and dad lived. But sometimes he found it boring.
Boring.
He liked to look up so he could see the roots of the grass as well as the roots of the dandelions and daisies. And he liked to think about getting out of the dirt. Once in a while, if there was a hole in the ground, he would look up and see the sky, which to Edwin was quite lovely. He loved the sky. It was beautiful and far from boring. One day, Edwin decided to spend extra time just looking up because the sky that day was a beautiful shade of blue and there was sunlight all around.
On a day like today, I can just relax and maybe do a little daydreaming.
He decided to push his way up out of the dirt between the blades of thick green grass and soon found himself above the dirt in a pleasant-smelling patch of clover.
Ah,
Edwin said to himself because there was no one out there but him.
this is really nice. Perfect place. I think I'll just stay here all day.
This was all very excellent to Edwin. He had the whole day to himself in the sun. Some of his friends had warned him that too much sunlight might not be good for him, and he could get burned, but Edwin didn't care. To him, there was nothing better than spending the whole day to himself in the golden sunlight. And today was especially perfect. There were no robin redbreasts or ducks pecking around in the grass looking for worms like him to eat. No mischievous cats were prowling about. Occasionally a dragonfly would whiz by or a few ants would file past on the way to a picnic, but that was no big deal. Everything was peaceful, sunny, and warm. And Edwin had a spectacular, unobstructed view of the beautiful blue sky, just the way he liked it. As he was lying in the cool clover, gazing up at the little white puffy clouds floating in the sky, he suddenly looked to his side, and there, not 10 inches from his face, was a big green and yellow turtle.
Yikes!
Edwin had never noticed a turtle in the yard before, but there was one sure enough, and he was staring right at Edwin. Edwin didn't know what to do. He was on the verge of freaking out, but he didn't. After a moment, he somehow got the courage to ask the turtle,
Are you going to eat me?
No.
You're not?
No, I'm not going to eat you.
Why not?
I just don't feel like it, not now.
Oh, Edwin was so relieved to hear the big turtle say this because he knew the turtle could easily swallow him in one gulp if he wanted to.
Well, what's wrong?
I feel rotten. I ate something a little while ago that's making my tummy ache.
Oh, well, I'm sorry.
You want to know what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, I know what it is. It was this feisty little brown cockroach. I ate him up real fast because I was in a hurry. I was going to meet a friend who lives across the street and I only had 2 months to get there. And I swallowed the cockroach whole and he's not even dead and he doesn't want to be down there and he's running around all over the place inside my stomach.
Wow, that's really not so good.
I know. Oh, I really feel icky.
Hey, you know what? I have an idea.
What?
Maybe if you hold your mouth open and belch just a little bit, the cockroach will come out. It's worth a try.
Are you kidding me?
No, try it. What have we got to lose?
Okay.
So the turtle opened his mouth and belched and waited, but nothing happened.
It didn't work.
We'll try again. If at first don't succeed, try again. I always say.
Edwin thought it was always important to remain positive in situations like this.
Okay, here I go.
He took a deep breath, opened his mouth, and belched again.
Hold on, Mr. Turtle. I think it's going to work.
The big turtle continued to hold his mouth open, and after a few seconds, a cute little brown cockroach with shiny eyes appeared on his tongue. The cockroach looked around for just half of a second and then jumped out of the turtle's mouth onto the ground and faster than lightning ran into the grass, never to be seen again.
Ta-da! That was awesome!
Yeah, wow. You were right. That was really something. I feel so much better.
Hooray!
The big green and yellow turtle did in fact look much brighter and happier. After a short moment, Edwin said to the big turtle,
So, are you going to eat me now?
That's the second time you've asked me that. I'm beginning to think that you want me to eat you.
No, gosh, no, I don't want that at all. But I do need to know in case I need to escape.
Oh, I see. Well, I'm not going to eat you.
You're not?
Of course not. After all, you helped me with a pesky cockroach, and now I feel good again. You're my friend. I would never dream of eating my friends. That would be so rude.
That's so cool!
the big green and yellow turtle looked at Edwin and winked one eye,